right, welcome back to GenXDC. This is the place where we talk about all things Washington, D.C. from a Generation X perspective. I am producer Spencer from WGTS 91.9's morning show with Jerry and Blanca, and I'm joined by.
I'm Dan Lou Coda, the former morning show producer at WMAL Radio. I did that from 1992 to 2002. So yeah, quite a few years there.
You were with Hardin and Weaver, my favorite
Yes.
all-time show growing up.
Great radio guys. Golden age of radio, I call it.
Well, there's no question. They were Washington, and today we're going to talk about actual Washington landmarks.
Okay. Hardin and Weaver were landmarks. I'm just saying.
That's right. Well, so different landmarks around the Washington area. And I think I'm going to start off. I always loved after we went to on vacation during the summer, maybe we go to North Carolina or Florida, coming back through DC, especially if it's at night, coming over the bridge and seeing the Washington Monument.
Oh, yeah.
And how beautiful, and really the entire Washington landscape. I mean, with the Capitol, the White House, just the lights. I love seeing being a football fan, I am. Love seeing RFK Stadium, especially if that was lit up. Just I just love DC and the colors. It's just something that even to this day, when I go into DC, I just look at, man, what a beautiful city we have.
It is a beautiful city, and the way it's laid out.
Right.
The way the streets are running, north and south, east and
west. You mean very confusing?
It can be, yes. The one ways can mess you up. But
that's right.
It's a beautiful city. The flashing red at the top of the Washington Monument.
Yep.
The skyline's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful. And when they add fireworks to it.
Oh, well.
Just like they did during the inauguration. Wow.
Those fireworks win. I've seen the Capitol Fourth many, many, many times in the fireworks around the area. I'm just saying, those fireworks won. I'm 16 miles. My daughter looked up the distance from the White House to our home. We're 16 miles. In the percussion of those fireworks, we could feel and hear on our home.
Wow.
So if you guys,
that's funny how you do that. When I was a kid, we were 7.9 miles from the White House.
16 miles from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
That's right. So what about you? What's a landmark for you?
Well, when I think of DC, of course, a political city as well. When I'm coming down the GW Parkway and you're coming down into DC and you're working your way around and I'll go to the airport, Reagan National Airport, many times, catching the Watergate. Seeing that the way the Watergate's laid out right there and the way it sweeps around, that for me is a DC landmark. It's
iconic. Absolutely
iconic with the whole Nixon administration. That was his downfall, the Watergate. It's such I don't know. It's a cool site in that sense of, the magnitude it had to that. Quick story. My daughter went to college over in Roslyn and she came home one day and goes, "What's the whole Watergate scandal thing?" I'm like, "Okay, Meg." So I sat down and I told her, I said, this is Nixon administration. And he was, getting information from the Democrat side. He was stealing information and what have you, and tape on the door and whatnot. She goes, and then I go, "Why?" She goes, "Because where I parked my car, there's a garage and there's a plaque on the door that said something about information given here, deep throat, Nixon administration." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, that's where the informant was giving information to the news guys about." Oh, that's so cool. So I had to go down there and look at that garage, but just a simple garage. But
that's awesome.
So when I think of the Watergate, I see the Watergate. I go to that garage because the information was given there. So, well, how about you? As I digress in a different direction.
Well, another landmark for me, growing up in the 70s and 80s in the DC area, going on the Beltway, you could be there hours, depending on what time of the day you went.
True.
And there's a lot of landmarks in our area, but I would have to say, going towards Kensington from College Park.
Okay.
And you see the Mormon Temple, because when I was a kid, and I think a lot of kids I thought it was the castle from Wizard of Oz. I know a lot of people thought it was the Walt Disney castle. Nobody knew what it actually was, I don't think. but that, to me, that is something, even to this day, when I'm coming around the Beltway, the little roller coaster area, and I see the temple there, just very pretty.
Now, back when I was working at WMAL, I would travel that stretch every day, go through the S curves of the Beltway. I'd come down from Silver Springs, so I'd take 29 down to the Beltway, then I'd walk to West Georgia Avenue through the S curves, Connecticut Avenue, and into DC. there's a train bridge that's there.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's C&O Canal
Uh-huh.
or C&O Railroad, I should say, is still on the bridge itself.
Right.
Somebody would paint Free Dorothy on that bridge facing the
Yes.
traffic. And so one morning I'm headed to work, and sure enough, Free Dorothy's written on there. It would back traffic all up. It was hilarious because it fit that Wizard of Oz, thinking that that temple was a Wizard of Oz, and the flying monkeys that come to mind.
Oh, absolutely.
And I miss the fact that nobody gets this. No one do this, but I miss the fact that no one's painted Free Dorothy on there recently.
Well, no, it's happened a few times. I don't think it's just happened one time. It actually said Surrender Dorothy.
Oh, that's right. It's Surrender Dorothy. That's
Surrender Dorothy.
That's right.
But what they do is that, so now the newest thing is surrender whoever the political person is you don't like. So that's what's been going on the last 10 years.
So
whoever you're against, people will put up, surrender whoever it is.
I haven't seen those or heard about that.
I don't know. Well, you know what? I see them on the, Facebook. Who knows? They may not be real. Somebody probably puts it in, but
yeah,
it's
Surrender Dorothy. That's right. It was Surrender Dorothy up there. Oh, it was great to see that. But yeah, that tabernacle, I think, was built around 1969. So
yeah, or 68.
Skyline without it.
Yep.
Can you imagine that? It wouldn't seem right. Well,
Yep.
I have to think about, what really stands out in the area for me. And I'll have to go back down into DC in the Kennedy Center.
Yes.
The way the Kennedy Center cantilevers
The water.
over the water and over the Clara Barton Parkway there.
Yep.
That's just very iconic as well, especially from the water. When you take Tam and I will go down. We used to, before the pandemic hit, we'll go down and either take the Spirit of Washington or the Odyssey and go down the river. And it's pretty cool to look and see Roosevelt Island. That's right there. And then the Kennedy Center that's right there. It also stands out. So, and all the musical performances that's been gone through there, the musical guests, it definitely stands out. Again, it's a beautiful city.
It is. So really the whole DMV, I mean, going into Virginia, seeing from Maryland, seeing Tyson's Corner.
Yes.
Well, now when we were growing up, it's pretty much Tyson's Corner is all you saw. But now it's like a whole city. But really, I mean, to see Tyson's Corner and the lights there.
Oh, and the big thing was Tyson's Corner Mall. Tyson's Corner was, they built that orange building with the pillars. There's back in the 80s. That was really the only thing you saw.
Yep.
And now it's just all these buildings. You got Capital One. Capital One's pretty cool. They got the LED up on top of it, and all those iconic, businesses and buildings are all over the place. And then going down to Roslyn, do you remember the upside down pyramid building? Going going down to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be the only real thing.
Right.
It's buildings all the way down. And you're like, where's that building? It's an upside down pyramid. It's so cool looking.
Well, really, our whole area has so many different iconic and just special landmarks, and we want to hear from you. We want to know, what is your favorite landmark in the DC area? Is it the Pentagon? Is it it was something we mentioned? Let us know and share your memories with us in the comments.
Please do, folks. And any of these, you can look them up. I say, good car ride with the family. Go check them out. You don't have to go in or anything. Just go check them out. When you're stuck at home in this quarantine world, it's easy to get in the car and drive, look at it, and then come back home and still enjoy your family. So,
and I gotta admit, it was hard for both Dan and I not to put Lido's on this this list.
I wanted to throw in the Capitol Center too, but I didn't.
Right. Oh yeah, we're coming around to the so there's so many. Let us know yours, and we will talk to you next time.
Take care, everyone.